What's up, beautiful people? It's your girl, Leanne. We're getting blissed out here with more music friends. I want to welcome to the community our beautiful friend, Troy Toma. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Such an honor to be here. Thank you.
It's such an honor to know you.
Thank you.
Music friends out there and conscious community, I connected with Troy through Facebook and had a sudden clash of thunder.
Yeah.
And a beautiful feeling, so the first time we met, there's just something he knew and I knew right away, and I trusted it, and so I had the chance to feel it out and watch the universe do a beautiful play of energy in the feeling place. And I had a chance to meet him through the phone and then in person. So I want you guys to know, first of all, this is another beautiful friend in my life, another beautiful friend that we can bring out to the community who's multi-talented, as a musician, as a coach, as a leader, and as a wonderful husband out in the community also. So Troy, tell us a little bit about, let's get into music, because I want this all to be about music, but I know there's so much more we're going to bring out in the future about all the other amazing methodologies and techniques that you've been sharing as a coach. But let's make this all about music. Let's talk about some of your previous albums and the album that's out right now, and you at the Roxy. So those are going to be a couple of the things we'll highlight here. So let's talk about what started music for you. Let's go back into a little bit more, where did music all start for you?
What it started? Oh, well, my dad, he used to listen to a lot of classic rock, and I grew up with like ZZ Top and Pink Floyd and Heart, bands like that. So he used to play that stuff quite a bit when I was growing up. And then of course my friends all listened to AC/DC and kind of, a little bit heavier rock, Metallica and stuff like that. So, and then later on, I got into a little bit of more bluesy stuff like Stevie Ray Vaughan and Eric Clapton, and I was really influenced by that. But when I started playing guitar, it was my dad had to move to California because of his work, so I had to move there when I was 13, and then shortly after that, I picked up the guitar because music is just a huge part of the culture in California. When we moved down there, and everybody played guitar pretty much down there, it seemed like, or at least they had an acoustic guitar in their house. So it was just inevitable that I was actually going to try it. It's just a big part of the culture, like skateboarding is down there in California, right? So I tried it and I picked it up and grew in love with it and fell in love with it. And then when I moved back up here, when I was 17, I finished high school. Then I went to university and studied classical guitar for 3 years full time. And then I started teaching, and then I've been teaching ever since. So that's like, just over 20 years now I've been teaching and putting out music and sharing the love. Yeah.
So good. So even like, so California, what an amazing, so you're born here and then you went out to California.
Yeah. When I was 13. So yeah, I lived there for about 3 years. So yeah.
Wow, that's a huge impact, because I know my son, when he traveled to California with the school, like the feeling and the impact it had on him, that trip. So that must have been like, it's a different lifestyle. I mean, there's so much more sun, different than BC.
More sun, way more people.
Way more people. That means you're going to be exposed to more art.
Yeah, exactly. And and of course, like I said, like music is a huge part of their culture, right? So like everyone in California, pretty much 99% of the people had an acoustic guitar in their house, whether they actually played it much or not. It was just part of it was like a piece of furniture, right? So it was just something you're inevitable. If you're going to be down there and you're kind of a teenager, you're going to kind of try it, right? Because you're exposed to it so much. It's like I said, it's like skateboarding, it's just something that you're going to try, and because everybody else is kind of doing it, right? So yeah,
it's so cool.
I had a lot of cool friends that really, some people were, kind of mediocre sort of players or whatever. It was just kind of a hobby. But then I also knew some people that were like really, really good, and, they can play, Van Halen and all that stuff note for note. So there was kind of mixed variety of where people were at, but I got exposed to a lot of that different kind of elements of levels of playing. So it was really inspiring.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
So the music, your father played music too, like you're inspired by.
No,
No?
my he just, he just kind of like records. He had lots of records, so he loved music, right? So I was just exposed to like but my mom played violin and piano a little bit, so not professionally, but she dabbled in violin and piano a little bit. So yeah, it was all around the house. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so let's get a little bit into you're at a location right now. That's the Cadence Music Studio.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, there's there's where I'm at. I teach out of here, and it's a warehouse, and then so I got a room, and then there's about 6 other rooms here where bands rehearse. So we can be here like any hour of the day, 24/7, and play as loud as we want. So it's a perfect environment for teaching and exposing people to all kinds of music and stuff. So it's really inspiring for students and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, I was down there. It's a wonderful place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. I had so much fun just coming out there,
It's a
and
cool place.
the art that was on the walls too was pretty inspiring for me too.
Yeah. Caleb, he's pretty diverse with his art. He's got Star Wars stuff, and then he's got all this other kind of sort of Chinese history stuff up there on the wall. So
You got these Zen monk warriors.
some Zen stuff. Yeah, exactly. Monk
So
warriors.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you finished school, you started teaching, and then other than the new album that you're working on now, it's finished, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So other albums before that, how many albums have you worked on?
Well, I have 3 previous singles. So, what I'm doing now, basically, like, I transitioned in the country genre in 2016. So
Okay.
before that, I was doing like blues and rock and a little bit heavier stuff, years before, when I was kind of growing up and stuff like that, right? But yeah, in 2016, and in the country genre, now day and age, kind of people mostly just download singles and stuff like that, right? Like people do release albums, but it's not super common anymore, because I mean, you put out an album, and mostly people just download the 1 or 2 songs off the album, right? So now in the country genre, it's mostly singles that people release. So I do have 3 previous singles, Beer Bongs and Country Songs, Prairie Fire, and When You Add It All Up. So I've released those, and they've all gone to radio. But before that, yeah, like I said, it was I did some previous stuff that was a little bit more blues and rock.
And guitar is your main instrument, and vocals.
Guitar and vocals, yeah.
Okay, any other instruments you play?
Yeah, I do bass. I got a bass here, and I teach it a little bit, but I mainly use it for kind of recordings if I'm writing songs, and I'm just doing like a demo before I give to the band to let them know kind of how the song goes. Then I'll put a little bit of bass in there and stuff. And then through school, I haven't played piano in a little while, but through school we had to do a bunch of piano. So that's kind of the main instruments that I play.
Okay, and then theory, like you teach theory too?
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, like when I'm teaching music to people, it's just, I've come across the fact that really, from the training that I've had and just being kind of a well-rounded musician, that, music really comes from 2 elements when you're actually playing. It doesn't matter what instrument you play, but to be, a proficient musician, you really have to have 50% basically of theory, and then 50% basically of like, physically playing the instrument, right? So I always tell my students that coming into these lessons, that's what you're going to get. Because again, if your playing's way up here and your theory isn't there, then there's going to be like tons of pieces to the puzzle missing, right? And again, if your theory's way up here and your playing isn't, then that's all out of whack, right? So it is a 50-50 game, definitely when you're doing music.
So what's inspired you to shift when you were doing the rock and blues to country? Was it anything that made that major shift?
Well, I've always actually played acoustic guitar. Yeah, always. I started on playing acoustic guitar for the first 2 years before I even ever got electric guitar when I started playing. So I've always had acoustic guitar kicking around, and like about 10 years ago, I kind of started doing what's called open mics and doing solo acoustic shows and getting hired to play, you know, for like 3 hours, just me on my acoustic in pubs and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
So that's when I started doing that. So again, the acoustic was always part of it, right? And then you know, you get kind of blocked in when you're just trying to do these acoustic songs and you're trying to do rock or, you know, pop songs, right? And you just get these, you have to branch out, right? So then I kind of started doing a little bit of Johnny Cash and stuff and trying to expand my repertoire when I was doing these 3 hour solo acoustic gigs. And then one night I was doing, in 2016, I was doing an open mic. And then this lady came up to me and she's like, oh, I really like what you're doing, you know, and I was doing a bit of Johnny Cash and stuff. She says, I really like what you're doing. And she says, I would really like, you know, to get you on Facebook and stuff like this, right? And I said, yeah, no problem. So we got each other on Facebook, and then she sent me a message. She's like, I got a friend of mine, her name's Lisa Nicole, and she's doing a CD release party at Gabby's in Langley next week. So I went there, and she was a country artist. She's a country artist, local country artist, Lisa Nicole. So I went to this CD release party at Gabby's, and then while I was there, she said, "Oh, one of the people that I know just backed out of the BCCMA. They're having their award show coming up, and this was in October. So they said next week's the award show, and someone just backed out of a ticket. Do you want to go? We have an extra one." And I was like, "Well, yeah, for sure, I'll go check it out." And this lady, she knew everybody, like all the artists, all the people, everybody in the BCCMA. So, and I didn't really know this at the time, but, you know, she said, "Why don't you come, you know, like a couple hours earlier, and I'll introduce you to a few people." Well, I got introduced like 50 people that night, and I was just like getting people's names mixed up and everything. It was just like, whoa, it's just coming at me so fast, right? So she introduced me to everybody, and it was, and you know, in the country genre, you know, it's just like, it's like one big family. You know, when she introduced me, they were just so welcoming, and I saw all these, you know, it was like a 3-day event, right? You had 3 days where they kind of did showcasing and stuff that led up to the actual award show. So we went to a few of those and stuff, and yeah, like the caliber of talent and the people, and like I said, it just felt like one big family. So I was like, yeah, I'm sold. You know, I'm going to go into this direction with my music.
Oh, that's wonderful. What a
Yeah.
lovely story. And what, like, I love watching the purity in you of your honesty. You know, I
Yeah.
think, you know,
Yeah.
listeners, the good thing I want you guys to know about this amazing human and musician is that, you know, he's in it for the real feeling of music, and he's not in it to, like, I'm sure you can answer that yourself, but what I feel that I know about you is, even in your answering and getting to know you, the soul that comes out in appreciation, and you know, the goodness in you, you know,
Yeah.
the goodness in you, that this, it's just, I can tell just the way you answer that. It's that you realize the purity of this gift, and
Yeah.
the good luck and the good fortune and abundance that's coming your way, and you're listening and you're taking those leaps of faith,
Yeah.
and transforming your life with it. So yeah, that's really
Yeah.
important for me, as a friend, and then as
Yeah.
a musician, is that, you know, vibration is a huge thing, like how music and
Yeah.
vibration from the individual can play a role in our life. And that's the kind of music that I feel, you know, I want to get excited about. I feel like the good intentions that are coming through there.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
just wanted to make
Yeah.
a note about that, just because I see that happening. So the new song, you're playing it at the
Yeah.
Roxy.
Yeah. Playing at the Roxy on the 14th with the band. So pretty excited. It's been the first show that we've done in a couple of years, almost 2 years now. Obviously, because COVID. I've done a few solo acoustic shows, but I haven't had the chance yet to do the full band. So I'm super excited about that.
And that band is from your studio area, or those are people outside, or who's the
Yeah,
band?
these I played with the drummer Shane, and the bass player Matt. So these guys, again, they're all part of the BCCMA, you know, the country BC Country Music Association. So, and the guitar player I've known for years, and he's well known in the BCCMA, and he's played with all the top artists and stuff like that. So he's a really good guitar player. So this is the first time that I've actually done a show with him. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, so it's just people that I've known for, I mean, in the country genre, you know, it's, I mean, some people do have like a full band and stuff like that. And you do tend to kind of start to play with the same people for a while or whatever. It's people that you kind of really click with. But it's funny in the country genre, they're just like, you know, if you need someone, they're always there. They're just a phone call away. You know, you need a drummer, you just call someone up. You know, you need a guitar player, you just call them up and you say, hey, can you do a show? And they're always there for you. And like that's what like I said, that's the country genre, right? It's just like one big family.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And the name of the song, tell us a little bit about the song. Tell us how you started that
Country
song.
Thunder. Yeah, Country Thunder. So I'm pretty excited. So that one's, yeah, that the pre-sales are out right now on iTunes, but the actual release is on the 11th. So next Thursday. Yeah, it's on country radio throughout Canada. So definitely go and request it on country radio. But yeah, the way it came out is I really like AC/DC, and I grew up listening to them, and I love how they kind of have those stop and starts in their riffs. And so I said that one time my writing partner and I got together, Doug Folkens, and I said, yeah, I really like the AC/DC where they stop and start. And he said, yeah, I like that idea. So we kind of came up with this riff, and then he had a title, Country Thunder, and it was based around the artist. There's a festival that's called Country Thunder. So his wife went to that in Ontario, and it's a touring festival throughout Canada in the summer. And she went to it. She had a great time. And he says, I think I want to, you know, write a song based on that festival. So that's kind of what the song is all about, is capturing that energy that's in the festival of Country Thunder. So, yeah.
Well, I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for everybody to have the details to come out. And tickets they got to pay at the door to get into the Roxy.
Pay at the door, yeah, pay at the door to get in. It's cheap. It's like $8 to get in. I mean, to see two bands. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. So come out, anybody that wants to see some live music, some good country live music at the Roxy. We'll be on, the doors open at 8, so definitely get there by 8 o'clock, and everything starts about 20 after 8.
And do you have anything else that you want to share with the community about music or your passions?
Well, you can reach me on Facebook or Instagram. All my stuff is on Spotify, YouTube, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, anybody wants to reach out to me, feel free. And I'm always there to answer any questions. I mean, when I first released Prairie Fire, it was awesome because I'll always reach out to my fans. And Prairie Fire was released about 2 years ago, and it was the first song that ever went #1 on radio. And I'll never forget this. Right after I released it, this one lady reached out to me. She's like, "Oh, I heard your new song on the radio," and she says, "I'm just jumping up and down in my living room dancing to it. It's so good." That's like, right. So she sent a message on Facebook. I was like, right on. So I definitely got back to her and stuff. So I'll always reach out to people that kind of want to talk to me and stuff.
Yeah, and I know there's so much more audience about amazing leadership values that are going to come soon in the network. We're not going to discuss that tonight because we want to separate the qualities of Troy and how many wonderful gifts that he has. And I really think with music, there's so much more I want to explore with him and learn with him soon. I've written a lot of music that I need some guidance with, and that's why another reason why we've connected. And also leadership in what will come with us with awareness and how we can all live more, aware with our qualities. And he's got a lot of training in that area and expertise. So with that being said, I'm so grateful that we got this started. We can put this in the network, Conscious Living Radio, Blissed Out Network,
Nice.
Unite, and then any other links. I'll put it out to Music BC and everybody else to see this. Whoever has a choice to see it. If you can't make it out, remember the song will be releasing on the 11th. Make sure you download it into your Spotify. And we'll put links underneath this once I have it already prepared, probably in the next couple of days.
Perfect.
And I just love you to pieces, my beautiful friend.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much.
And I look forward to grow.
Yeah, sure grateful that we connected and we're able to unite this passion about music and share it with people. Yeah,
Yes, you're an inspired leader, and that will come out more. But I know the music right now is, let's get more of that out to the world so we become greater humans.
absolutely.
Okay,
Perfect.
love. So
I
listen,
love it.
everybody,
Okay.
check it out. The links will be below or above, depending on where we put it. And if you see this after the time, please do feel free to reach out to myself or Troy if you want
Yeah.
more information about his amazing school, Cadence, out
Yeah.
in
School of music.
Langley, that
Yeah.
studio. We're definitely making sure that more students get out there. I'll be one myself, and and check out the music and go to the Roxy.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much.
So good to be with you. You guys make sure you check
Yeah.
it out. See you soon.
Leanne, you're the best. Okay. Talk to you soon.
You're the
Bye-bye.
best.